Good evening. I'm Abby Phillips in New York. Let's get right to what America's talking about. The partner-in-chief grants another. This time, it's someone who helped Donald Trump get crypto rich and whose company will help Donald Trump get richer. Changpeng Zhao, the founder of crypto exchange Binance, pleading guilty to money laundering. That was 2 years ago. He spent 4 months in prison and paid $200 million in fines. He resigned from the company, which also agreed to pay $4 billion in fines. And despite all of that, Trump and his family decided to host their crypto empire on Binance. And that decision has earned them more than $5 billion since it was launched last September. Now, that is more than all of the Trump real estate assets combined. But according to Trump, the mogul was just a victim of Biden's war on crypto.
Let me just tell you that he was somebody that, as I was told, I don't know him. I don't believe I've ever met him. But I've been told by a lot of support. He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did is not even a crime. It wasn't a crime, that he was persecuted by the Biden administration. And so I gave him a pardon at the request of a lot of very good people.
Zhao praised the decision, and he maintains that he didn't do anything wrong. But just remember what his company was convicted of doing. The Treasury Department says that Binance allowed Hamas to raise money on the exchange and failed to report that. They also allowed transactions with other terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and ISIS. People in Iran, Cuba, Syria, and parts of Ukraine were able to exchange millions of dollars in violations of sanctions. And more than $100 million was transferred from a Russian darknet marketplace that sold hacking software and drugs. And it allowed more than 1,000 transactions that dealt with child pornography. This is serious stuff, but perhaps the implications for this idea of the Trump family getting rich off of this crypto policy is even more serious. And Peter, I wonder what you make of this decision for Trump to do that when they are clearly right at this moment in business with Binance.
Yeah, the pardon doesn't make a ton of sense to me because he's not in jail, right? This is one of those pardons that's more about erasing the record, about resetting.
And do you mind if I just add, one of the reasons that they're doing this is to allow Binance to operate in the United States, because part of the penance for their conviction was that they couldn't operate here. Now they might be able to. So that's
so it's slightly separate than the actual pardon of the former founder. I'm not going to pretend to have a great understanding of crypto, but obviously the challenges here, and one of the reasons why they got into trouble in the first place, is because they didn't follow some of those know your customer rules. That ability to kind of go in and say, hey, let's understand who these folks are. It's absolutely true that the Biden administration, and both on the crypto side and also when it came to trying to throttle back some of the artificial intelligence movements, they were very much opposed and viewed that area with extreme suspicion. This is an area where I think the Trump administration is looking at it and saying, hey, this is an opportunity to reset the table. This is an opportunity for us to look at what the Biden administration did and to try to correct that record.
But are you concerned at all? I mean, Binance lobbied, they hired a lobbyist to lobby the Trump administration to get this pardon. Again, Trump and his family are benefiting to the tune of billions of dollars from this company that has been lobbying them to pardon this man who was convicted.
The conflicts
that's the part. I understand the Bitcoin of it all. But if this were just a random Bitcoin company, we wouldn't be having this conversation, but it's not. Does that part concern you?
I think it's all concerning. Again, this is the challenge when you have so many overlapping layers.
This is probably the most corrupt president that we've had in American history. And when you look at the optics of this, they don't look good. You mentioned the ties to Hamas and terrorist group, child pornography. There was nothing about this that made sense from why he would choose to pardon this person. It made financial sense. It made business sense. It made sense in the operating income of the Trump family. But I think it's just increasingly this feeling that a lot of Americans have that Donald Trump is treating America like Nino Brown treated the Carter apartments. Those who get it will get it, all right? And so because of that, it's just this onslaught of constant favor peddling, constant ingratiating, like he's treating America like a flea market. And I think that's the most concerning part about all of this beyond just the ties.
Let me play, as we know, because this has been repeated many times on this show and elsewhere, Republicans were very much up in arms about this idea that Biden was enriching himself off of the presidency. Just listen to this.
This committee is investigating President Biden and his family's shady business deals that capitalize on Joe Biden's public office and risked our country's national security.
They have found over $10 million from China, Russia, Ukraine, and Romania funneled through the corrupt influence peddling schemes to line the pockets of the Biden crime family.
Millions of dollars from foreign entities flow through 20 different companies to benefit the Bidens. And what were they selling? What were they offering? Access to the brand, and the brand was Joe Biden.
Where are all of these people now, Geraldo?
The people who were so offended by unjust enrichment and the Biden administration? I think that the president, God bless him, I think that he loves anything Biden hated. And I think he has a reflex response to it. Like, I don't know about crypto. I think crypto is inherently sleazy to me. If you can go and be anonymous and make money dealing with drug dealers and child pornographers and terrorists. I mean, what exactly are they selling? What is crypto? What is Bitcoin? I know that I'm stodgy and old-fashioned in that regard, but to me, it's an industry made for sleazebags to make a lot of money. And the fact that he pardoned the dude after 4 months, or he did 4 months, I don't get excited about it. I am mildly concerned that the Trump organization apparently has done very well in this area, and the businesses run by the sons are really prospering, dealing this commodity, whatever the hell it is.
Everybody at the table is like, we're not going to save you from that one. You're going to have to deal with that after the show. But I mean, Scott, look, this is not so much a story about Bitcoin and the pros and cons of Bitcoin. We can argue that another day. It's about whether the president is pardoning someone who was instrumental in building wealth to the tune of $5 billion, with a B, billion dollars for him and his family.
Well, I disagree. I think that it is about the policy of crypto and Bitcoin in this way. There is a view in the party, and there's a view in the Trump White House, that Biden was inherently hostile to this, and that hostility extended to what they would say overzealous law enforcement actions against this particular guy. Whether they are right about that or whether they are wrong, I don't know. I just know this. Biden was, I think, by all accounts, skeptical of this. He was in the Geraldo camp on this. And Trump and the Trump guys are very much progressive on this. I mean, they're forward-leaning on this, and they believe he fell into a bucket where Biden went after somebody egregiously.
But don't you think the facts matter in this case? I mean, listen, conservatives have been pretty up in arms about people allegedly financing or being financed by Hamas. We're talking about Hamas, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Iran, Cuba, Syria. I mean, Russia defying sanctions. Child pornography. I mean, look, this isn't just about whether they were overzealous in sort of, finance regulations about the flow of money here and there. It's about whether or not this platform was allowing itself to be a dark money platform for illicit, illegal, destructive activities. Child pornography, I actually want to read this because the White House in a statement said that they, in their desire to punish cryptocurrency industry, the Biden administration pursued Mr. Zhao despite no allegations of fraud or identifiable victims. Look, I don't know if that's a technicality, but child pornography has victims, okay? So I'm not really understanding how you can make that argument if you are Caroline Levitt.
Well, I think their view is that you have these new financial platforms, and I guess there's probably some debate about whether you can hold financial platforms fully accountable by, what people use them for. We hold
banks accountable for it all the time.
Look, but to me, it's a legitimate question. I hear these things, and if I were running some sort of financial platform, whether it was Bitcoin or anything else, I'd want to make darn sure I wasn't in business with any of these people.
Should Trump have pardoned this guy, Scott? It's not about whether how you would run a Bitcoin company. It's about whether Trump should pardon the guy who basically went and said, let me help you get rich, got him rich, and richer, I should say, and now gets a get out of jail free card, essentially.
Well, and it appears to me that in this case, the president is using the pardon not just necessarily for a personal issue, but to right what they believe was a policy wrong. It is within the purview of the president to do it. Should he have done it? I can't tell you that I am up on the details of the pardon enough to know,
I'm
but
sure
that's
you have a
the,
view on it, Scott.
But you
just
know,
don't wanna
you
tell
can
us.
be
Go ahead,
opening
Ashley.
to crypto without having to do this.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Okay, I just think there's, like, to your point, so many layers here. Let's say that it is Hamas and Al Qaeda and ISIS. Like, that should be step one. No. Like, what world am I living in where Hamas has victims? Al Qaeda has victims. ISIS has victims. I don't understand what Carolyn Levitt is talking about. Child pornography, there are victims. So on that basis, we should all be like, this is disgusting and unacceptable.
But isn't that inevitable given this shady business?
Yeah, I don't get
What is
crypto
what is
either.
it that they
I'm
sold
not,
here?
I'm not defending crypto at all. I'm on your train, okay? But let's say I did like crypto. I don't want crypto to be used to support those type of people.
But it is by definition. That's exactly what it is.
I know, I
It's
get
built
it.
for the purpose.
I'm just trying to play
I
devil's
think,
scenario.
built for the get rich
I think you're making a
quick,
fair point in a way, because I think, look, you can be open to crypto, you can like it,
yeah.
think it's the future, all that jazz. But to hold crypto to a different standard than you hold
yes.
everybody else is really what's at question here. You know, if you Ashley sent $50 to Hamas,
It's
you'd
a
probably
wrap.
get a call.
Yeah.
Or a
But
knock
the
on your
other thing
door,
is-
and you would probably be prosecuted for it. So I
Yes.
don't understand why suddenly crypto,
I
you're allowed to
agree.
just do whatever you want.
I totally agree. But so let's just say that, agree with you that that's what crypto does. That, like, it allows for shady dealings. But the other piece
Can't
is
buy
the,
dinner with it.
the conflict of interest here, right? We were talking the other day, the $230 million lawsuit that Trump put against the DOJ and wants to be paid. And I think you said that, Scott, that you think he should wait to adjudicate that until after he's out of office. Well, then he should have potentially waited or not do any business with this person until he's out of office, because it is an extreme conflict of interest. And I just want to, do people understand how, I don't understand how much money $1 billion is, but you need 1,000 millionaires to get to $1 billion. It's hard to become a millionaire in this country, let alone pay your rent, let alone, it's just wild to me that this man is making so much money and so many everyday Americans are struggling.
Yeah, I mean, and right now it's sort of like, I don't know, it's kind of play money, because it's not, actualized.
Crypto.
But
You can't buy dinner with it.
It's adding to their net worth on paper.
Yes.
And it has to be taken seriously. Next, the New York City mayoral race just got even nastier. Andrew Cuomo is being accused of a racist attack after suggesting that Zohran Mamdani might cheer on another 9/11. We'll discuss that. Plus, the U.S. is beating the drum for a conflict with Venezuela as Donald Trump defends his boat bombings that one Democrat calls murder.